Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video I'm reviewing to you We're the Millers. Before I start this video, I will say that this was not one of my Christmas presents. I bought this movie for my mother, and because I thought she would really enjoy it, and it was, I was definitely really looking forward to this movie, though. It was on my list, but I knew that she wanted, so I thought I would buy it for her, so I did, and, I was actually really looking forward to this movie. It looked very funny to me. I really love the premise of it, and I also really like the cast. And so I just saw this movie, and it turns out that We're the Millers is even funnier than I thought it was going to be. It is definitely one of the funniest movies of the year. Is it the funniest? No, this weekend I think is still a little bit funnier, but it is definitely up there with This Is the End and The World's End, which are the two funniest movies of the year. This is probably the third funniest because it is absolutely hysterical. So the basic plot of this movie, in case you guys don't know, is that it focuses on this guy, David, who's played by Jason Sudeikis, and he's this small-time pot dealer, basically, and he works for Ed Helms, and Ed Helms is basically this very, very rich guy, just very, very rich, and he's this very rich guy. He's a big-time drug dealer and everything. He's just a very big drug dealer. He even has an orca. He's very, very rich. Reminds me a lot of Robert Quarles in Justified Season 3, who was very, very rich. He reminded me a lot of Quarles from Justified Season 3. But he basically comes up with this plan to, he tells Jason Sudeikis that he has this plan that if he is able to basically get these drugs from Mexico, then he can become this big-time drug smuggler, and he will give him $1,000. In order to do this, though, he has to basically create a family. So he basically puts his neighbors together. His one neighbor, Rose, who is a stripper. Then he puts, then this other guy who he's actually friends with, who he does talk to, Kenny and Casey. So, who's played by Emma Robertson, and Kenny is played by Will Porter. And that is the basic plot of, that's the basic plot of this movie, and I really enjoyed this plot, because what I love is that they're complete, like, they're, like, if you look at this right here, you can see that they're not really a family and everything, and definitely that was a great plot right there, and I think that is one of the reasons why this movie was so funny. First, the other reason is the performances. Definitely, everyone was so funny in this movie. Everyone was giving their A game in this movie, and I think that's what made this movie so funny. Jason Sudeikis was absolutely hilarious. He definitely did a great job in this movie, especially all the scenes where he's basically like, there are a lot of scenes in this where they're not exactly acting like a normal family, and, you know, his whole plan and everything, he was like, stop it, we gotta keep this going. I thought he was just really funny in a lot of those scenes. Definitely he was great. Also, Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston, I've always complained about her. I've never thought she was she's a good actress. She can be funny, but then she does some stupid movies that aren't very funny. However, this one is definitely one of her funniest movies that she has done, because she is absolutely hilarious in this movie as that stripper. She was just really funny, and I really enjoyed her in the movie. However, I do think that the funniest in this movie, I really do. I think the funniest in this movie was definitely Will Poulter. I think he definitely was actually the funniest. The reason I think that he was so funny was because all the bad things happened to him. Everything bad happened to him. He was in some of the most awkward scenes of the movie, and it was hilarious to see. And I'll talk about some of those scenes in the spoilers, but definitely I really enjoyed that. And Emma Roberts was really great as well, especially like the scene in the beginning, where she's talking about how she, you know, there was a scene in the beginning of the movie where she's like, oh, I haven't had my period in 2 months and everything, and I'm kind of worried. That was definitely really funny, that whole scene, because, you know, she was on the plane, she's talking to a flight attendant about this. That was definitely really funny. And she did a really good job with, there was Nope, there's no point in this movie where she acts like, you know, the way he wants her to act. She's always acting like a teenage runaway, and that's exactly who she is. And she did a really great job. I thought she was really, really funny. By the way, I also liked Will Poulter's character because he added that heart to the movie. He really did. And I definitely enjoyed that a lot. So, and the only other person that I do have to talk about is, well, the other family, Catherine Hahn, they were just, that whole family was hilarious. Any scene they had, they were hilarious. And Ed Helms. Ed Helms was a very good villain. He was really funny. He's not in the movie as much, but he is very, very funny. You could clearly see he was this very rich man. He did a really great job. So now I want to get into a few of the spoilers for We're the Millers. So if you have not seen We're the Millers, a few little spoilers I do want to talk about, so let's just get into that. One of the things I really loved about this movie, spoiler-wise, you know, one of the things I loved was that they did really start to act like a real family, which I was really hoping. I was really hoping this wasn't just going to be a thing where they're like, okay, we're a real family, whatever, blah, blah. And I really was hoping that they'd become an actual family, and they do. They started to act like a real family, and in fact, Rose and David actually fell in love when we found out their real names. I thought that was actually really great. We found out his name was Barbara, and her name was actually Sarah, and I really enjoyed seeing that. That was definitely really great. I really enjoyed seeing that, and I really loved the way they ended the movie with them all being in witness protection. That was definitely really a great way to end the movie. It was funny, but it was also great because basically they're now, technically, they're a family now. So they don't have to really hide it because they are starting to act like a real family. One of my favorite scenes in the movie was definitely the scene where he put himself in front of the family. I thought that was really, really great. The other thing that I wanted to say is that one of the funniest scenes I think that he had was a scene where, you know, Emma Roberts was teaching him how to kiss, basically. It's like his first kiss, and she's teaching him how to kiss. And, basically, Jennifer Aniston walks in, and he made out with, Jennifer Aniston's character. I thought that was absolutely hilarious, the way that all worked out. That was definitely one of the funniest scenes in the movie. That was just absolutely hilarious, in my opinion. I really enjoyed that scene. That was hilarious. And the only other thing that I do want to say is I was happy that, you know, Ed Helms' character was arrested, and also I did like the villains in the movie. I thought that was pretty cool. It was not like Identity Thief for a while. I'm like, okay, is this gonna be like Identity Thief where the villains aren't necessary? But no, I thought this was definitely a much better movie than Identity Thief, and I know a lot of people didn't like this movie, and I don't really know what it was, because I found this movie to be really, really funny. It definitely was probably one of the funniest movies of the year, in my opinion. It's just really, really funny, and I definitely recommend you see We're the Millers. Also, this has a really great soundtrack as well. There were some really great songs in the movie, and I definitely enjoyed the score as well. That was great. Also, I love the RV in the movie, too. Like, the RV is just huge. There's a kitchen there. I love the RV. Definitely, that's great. And, so yeah, We're the Millers was absolutely hilarious. I thought it was one of the funniest movies of the year, and you guys should definitely check this movie out because it was absolutely hilarious. I will say, though, that it is not, you know, it's not the funniest movie of the year. The funniest movie of the year is This Is the End. The World's End is the second funniest, which I watched again last night. Loved it. And, this is probably the third funniest, I think. Those three are the funniest movies of the year. I know I said the To-Do List is close to that, but no, this was actually funnier than the To-Do List. But yeah, that's it for my review. We're the Millers. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Okay, bye.